Yeah, on the 4th of August 2007, what we organized international run for Tibet and a symbolic football match between the Tibet national team and the Delhi level, which represents India. We were supposed to play at Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in New Delhi, which is a capacity of 75,000. But at the very last minute, the top Indian government officials, they said that we cannot play on that particular ground because Tibetans, since we have used the word national team, since we don't have a country, you cannot represent as a country. And we requested them since that, we as the Tibetans, we have all right to play, when every country is participating, is playing, why can't we? But then, without any reason, they disallowed from using that stadium. After that, we found another venue for the football match, which was subsequently again declined. Authorities said that you can't also play there. And later on the same day, we were taken to another ground, the third ground, which was again, said that we can't play there. Finally, we were allowed to, we got a playground where it was a college playground. It's called Hirorimal College, where we were allowed to play. And this shows how, Tibetans, even in a free country, we don't have the right to play. We do not have the right to represent our own country. The Tibet national team was supposed to play with a team called Delhi level, where where the team comprises of state level players from the Delhi. But later on, they got intimations from higher authorities, especially from the sports bodies, saying that if you play with the Tibet national team, you would be deregistered. So many of these players, they feared for their own, profession, and they declined to come. And also the referee and the linesman, nobody came. So in a way, nobody wants to play with us. But finally, whatever eventuality they were coming on the way, we resolved ourselves. We committed ourselves that whatever conditions the government would lay down, we would definitely play. We would definitely represent our team as a Team Tibet. We have the conviction. And then finally, we were able to play at the KMC college ground, and the Tibet team won the match by 6-0. And we have sent a strong message saying that we are determined to play, under our own Tibetan national flag, and we will play one day. We have all the criteria. We fit into all the criteria, except that we don't have a country. But we want to play. We love sports. Tibetan loves playing football, and we will soon play on an international stage.
I believe in even in Dalai Lama's heart, in each and every Tibetan's heart, we want complete independence. We do not want to be under Chinese government at any cost. If we could have it that way, if there was a possibility. But Dalai Lama has proposed the middle path policy, where him being a Buddhist monk, thinking of all sentient beings' happiness and not just Tibetans, he tried to come up with a way where both Chinese and Tibetans would benefit, and we could live under the greater framework of Chinese government and still have the religious freedom and right to expression and all the other rights that other people just take for granted, and we don't have it now in Tibet. That to have all those rights in Tibet, and we will have one government, two policy kind of thing.
We are willing to compromise on Tibetan independence, but in return, China should show more conciliatory this approach, and this meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama this halfway, and this give the Tibetan people, this meaningful autonomy under one single administration. And we are doing this within the, this structure of the Chinese constitution. All these demands we are making on the Chinese leadership are demands based on the rights enshrined in the Chinese constitution.
The Chinese, as I see it, have no need to talk to a bunch of helpless refugees. They are not going to hand over, a very important fact about Tibet, most people, even some of our friends are not aware of, is the sheer size of Tibet. 2.5 million square kilometers. And what the world sees as Tibet today, this so-called Tibet Autonomous Region, is only in terms of our land mass, 50%. And in terms of the population, only about 1/3. The more populous areas of the east, the province where the current His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama was born, has been renamed by the Chinese as Qinghai province. Large parts of eastern Tibet, which we call Kham, east of what we call the Dichu River, the Chinese call it the Yangtze, have been absorbed into neighboring Sichuan province, into Gansu province, down south into Yunnan province. So Tibet under China's colonial rule is divided into 6 parts. The rest of the world sees only this truncated half called Tibet Autonomous Region. But even there now more and more Chinese are moving in.
In a recent interview with CNN, His Holiness have said that question of Tibet freedom struggle is not question of Dalai Lama, it's question of 6 million Tibetan people. Even after he dies, the Tibetan struggle won't die because it's a question of 6 million Tibetan people. If you see in any kind of freedom struggle, the most important thing is the people participations. The people desire to see our freedom, people desire to go back to their country.
We want freedom! What we want!